Sean Diddy Combs faces trial over federal sex trafficking charges. What we know so far, Sean Diddy Combs, the Grammy-winning hip-hop mogul and multimillionaire entrepreneur, is now at the center of one of the most high-profile criminal cases in recent U.S. history. On Monday, the 55-year-old is set to face a federal jury in New York for charges that include racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation for prostitution in a trial expected to last up to 8 weeks. If convicted, Combs could face life imprisonment. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges and maintains that the allegations are baseless. Federal charges and allegations, a wide-reaching network of abuse. The charges against Combs stem from what prosecutors allege was a decades-long sex trafficking ring operating under the guise of his celebrity lifestyle. The indictment includes racketeering conspiracy, 2 counts of sex trafficking, and 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. These are not isolated accusations, but are part of what authorities describe as a systematic and organized criminal enterprise. Federal prosecutors argue that Combs used his vast wealth, power, and influence to manipulate, coerce, and abuse dozens of victims, including minors. The charges suggest an orchestrated effort to recruit and exploit individuals through drugging, intimidation, violence, and psychological manipulation. According to court documents, Combs allegedly used firearms and threats to enforce his dominance, and created an environment of fear that prevented victims from coming forward for years. In a high-profile raid on his Los Angeles mansion, law enforcement reportedly discovered items intended for so-called freak-offs, lavish and often non-consensual sex parties. Seized evidence included large quantities of drugs, surveillance equipment, and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil allegedly used during these orgies. Cassie Ventura lawsuit sparked the avalanche. Combs' legal troubles escalated dramatically. In late 2023, when former partner and singer Cassie Ventura filed a civil lawsuit accusing him of rape and violent abuse over their decade-long relationship. Though the lawsuit was settled within 24 hours, it acted as a catalyst, encouraging dozens of other alleged victims to come forward. Later that year, CNN released surveillance footage from 2016 that showed Combs kicking and assaulting Ventura in a hotel hallway. The video was widely circulated and ignited a public backlash. In response, Combs issued a statement. "I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now." Despite the apology, he continues to deny all criminal wrongdoing, over 100 alleged victims and dozens of civil suits. While the federal case is the most serious of his legal woes, Combs is also facing dozens of civil lawsuits across multiple states. Attorney Tony Busby, representing some of the accusers, has said over 100 women and men are either filing or preparing to file lawsuits against the hip-hop mogul. One of the most shocking claims comes from a Jane Doe, who alleges that she was gang-raped by Combs and others in 2003 when she was just 17 years old, after being drugged and given alcohol. Combs has dismissed these lawsuits as publicity stunts and money grabs, insisting that none of the claims have legal merit. His legal team described the wave of allegations as a coordinated attack on his reputation and business empire, jury selection, and trial proceedings. The trial began with jury selection on May 5, 2025, overseen by U.S. District Judge Aaron Subramanian at the Daniel Patrick Moynihan Courthouse in Lower Manhattan. After a rigorous screening process, a final panel of 12 jurors and 6 alternates was selected. Jurors were asked to fill out detailed questionnaires exploring potential biases, including questions like, do you have views about hip-hop artists? Do you have strong feelings about violence or sexual assault? They also reviewed a long list of names and locations likely to come up during the trial, including celebrities like Kanye West and Kid Cudi. Judge Subramanian joked that the list felt like an appendix for The Lord of the Rings, emphasizing the scope of the case and the cultural weight it carries. Given Combs' notoriety and the media frenzy surrounding the trial, most potential jurors admitted they had seen coverage of the case or the leaked video involving Cassie Ventura. Inside the courtroom, no cameras, high stakes. The trial will not be televised or live-streamed, in accordance with federal court rules that ban electronic devices. However, members of the public and the press will be permitted to attend. Opening statements are expected to begin Monday, and the first week will feature 3 witnesses, with prosecutors signaling that 2 will testify briefly and 1 will undergo Extended examination. Despite multiple attempts, Combs was denied bail after his arrest on September 16, 2024. He has been held since then at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, which has been widely criticized for overcrowding, understaffing, and dangerous conditions. Prosecutors argued against his release, calling him a serious flight risk and accusing him of attempting to contact and influence potential witnesses. Diddy's defense. Lifestyle Not Criminality Combs' defense team insists that he is innocent and is being targeted because of his celebrity and race. In court filings, his attorneys described him as a swinger, someone who openly engaged in a lifestyle involving multiple consensual partners, including sex workers. Mr. Combs and his legal team have full confidence in the facts and the integrity of the judicial process, his lawyer said in a statement to the BBC. In court, the truth will prevail, that Mr. Combs never sexually assaulted or trafficked anyone, man or woman, adult or minor. They also argue that one of the charges, transportation for prostitution, should be dismissed, calling it a racially biased attempt to criminalize his private life. The rise and potential fall of a hip-hop icon Sean Combs has gone by many names: Puffy, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, Brother Love, and enjoyed a career that transcended music. From launching Bad Boy Records, which gave the world the Notorious B.I.G., Faith Evans, and Mackay, to his billion-dollar branding deals with Ciroc Vodka and Sean John Fashion, he became one of hip-hop's most successful moguls. In 2023, he released his fifth studio album, The Love Album, Off the Grid, and received his first solo Grammy nomination, even being honored as a global icon at the MTV Awards. Now, the very lifestyle that fueled his rise may be what leads to his downfall. The trial is expected to unfold over 2 months, with a parade of witnesses, damning testimonies, and likely new revelations about Combs' private and professional life. If convicted on racketeering charges, Combs faces up to life imprisonment, with a 15-year minimum for sex trafficking and 10 years for the transportation charge. Whether Diddy walks free or spends the rest of his life behind bars, the case is already reshaping the public's perception of a man once considered untouchable. Thank you for watching Yellow Pepper News, your source for trusted news and insights. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay informed.